Hola guys, how are you? Good day to my subscribers over here on YouTube, out there at Facebook, and also on TikTok. Guys, in this vlog or episode, I will again be discussing about NBA cards, but this time it won't be anything about any player, a player spotlight or a team spotlight, but I'm going to discuss the dark side of the hobby. Are you in the dark side? And what is the dark side of the hobby? The sports card community, for that matter. But before that, please do follow me on Instagram. That would be at timduncan21_card collector. And also, please do follow us over at Facebook at Off Centered. That's my podcast group. We always do a podcast every Friday nights at 9 p.m. onwards, Philippine time or Manila time. Alright? So see you there. We do usually talk about the hobby, basketball per se, and also we interview people that are really connected into the local community or the international scene. Alright, so please do follow us over at Off Centered again, over at Facebook. Alright, so let's discuss. Are you in the dark side? Let's go. So, are you in the dark side, as I've mentioned? But what is the dark side? But before that, I'd like to say the reason why I made this video, because it stemmed out from a video, from a vlog, actually a YouTube vlog, that tackled this problem in the hobby. And the reason why that person actually, I think, left the hobby. Basically, the dark side only means one thing. If you are full of debts already and you are indebted because of the hobby that you are in, it all encapsulates all hobbies actually, even toys, even trading card games, or even betting. All right, that's a hobby. If I may say so. But in sports cards, what happens is when you are indebted because of this, most probably you'd stop collecting. And that's what I don't want to happen. In my years of collecting in the Philippines since 1994, I've seen people come and go. Collectors come and go. Collectors coming back and also leaving once again, due to the fact that they've made mistakes. Alright? Nowadays, collecting sports cards is expensive. It is expensive. During the 90s, not so much, but still, people do get indebted, even though they were cheaper back in the day. Alright? Bakit? Kasi, pinupuwersa. As one of my colleagues at Off Centered often say, everything should be done in moderation. Alright? Ang pinakamalaking problem with the hobby is if you don't have any self-control. For opening boxes. Opening boxes, or wax for that matter, or packs for that matter, has been there since time immemorial. That's where the cards come from. Okay? So, you have to open for you to get the cards. Alright? So, in the ecosystem of the community, dapat talaga may breakers, may nagbubukas may personal breakers, group breakers, personal breakers, and also raffles, or razes for that matter. I have no problems with that, to be honest. But if you don't do it in moderation and you are indebted already, that's where the problem lies. Alright? So, napakadaming ganon na sitwasyon ngayon na nangyayari, even back in the day, when group breaks happened. When it's first, the first time it was introduced, yun yung, maganda yun because even though the boxes are expensive, you have the opportunity to open boxes via group breaks, and where people join, and nagkakaroon ng singles in the market. So, it is an ecosystem. So, we live in an ecosystem where there are breakers, there are collectors, and also there are razes or raffles for that matter, for singles or for boxes. It is very imperative na nangyayari yun, but there are people who are hooked up into this problem, which is a game of chance. As you know, ang breaks is a gamble in a way. When I was opening boxes during my time, during the 90s, it was a gamble. And I stopped after a while because I can't afford it anymore. If you can, why not? Because it is part of the ecosystem. If there were no breakers, if there were no personal breaks, saan tayo kukuha ng mga singles for us to actually get or collect? So, wala. Hindi magsusurvive yung hobby without these people. But, you have to take it. For those people who are into this, dapat naman sana moderate lang ang pagsali o ang paggastos, because there will come a point in time na masusunog kayo. For one, during my time, 90% or 95% ang chances are you won't make your money back well, I'm talking about NBA cards. Okay? So, ano yung susunod na problema ng yung susunod na dark side? Yung hypers, if you are believing in the people who hype everything up. For example, during the time when Michael Carter Williams was playing, during his rookie season, I mean, in the 2013-14 draft, or in that season, maraming ang nagsabi na sobrang galing niya, so his cards went up. Alright, I was a firm believer of Michael Carter Williams as well. But ang problema is that dahil sa hype na ginawa ng mga collectors or yung nagbebenta ng mga cards niya, hindi na-anticipate ng iba na maaring may tendency that his cards would taper off. For one, those hypers are only looking at themselves, at their collection, at their money, at themselves. Alright? So, ang tinitingnan lang ng mga yan, yung sarili nila. Wherein, kasi, syempre, gusto nila mabenta yung mga cards nila ni Michael Carter Williams. So, they would say that it's a good investment, stuff like that. The problem is, there are only a few generational talents in every draft. Actually, there are drafts that don't produce generational talents. So, basically, ang ibig ko sabihin, most of the rookie classes of since time immemorial in basketball usually taper off. There are chances are they will go down, and that's the time you should buy them. Hindi during their hype or their height, their peak, for that matter, not height but their peak. So kung nasa peak, huwag mong bilhin kasi it's hyped up, and there are only a few players who have actually held on to that hype. Luka is one of them. Although nag-taper off na rin yung cards ni Luka at one point during his after his rookie season, actually during the off season in 2017-18 going to the 2018-19 going to the 2019-20 draft that produced Zion Williamson. So in essence, no, ang sinasabi ko lang is that you should not believe in hype always. For one thing, what happened during the pandemic was bad. People hyped up the cards because they were able to look at their cards. That's what they say. But the thing is, the way I see it, people, because they have nothing to do, they posted on Facebook, they posted on Instagram their cards. They were posting their cards on Facebook that hyped up the market, and people actually believed in that hype, and people went in. And those people that went in and kept their cards are now in a market correction status, wherein a lot of these cards cannot be sold at that price when they got it. Alright, so the price point when they got those cards cannot be sold the same way. Meaning, hindi parehas yung presyo ng cards nila dati at saka ngayon during the pandemic. So that's where the problem lies if you believe in hype. I was an advocate before of saying that this is just a bubble during the pandemic, and people were actually not happy about it. And, well, it's basically because they want to sell their cards. But to be honest, that was not the time to sell. It was the time to, I'm sorry, it was not the time to buy, but it was the time to sell. So those people who went in and was not able to go out of the hobby by selling their cards at that time, they have their cards right now and they are in limbo. If you're not a collector, if you're just in it for the investment, that's where the problem lies. So you are in the dark side if that's the case. All right. Third is when you put all your eggs in one basket, especially for rookie cards. All right. Not for players who are already established, who have won championships, who have already retired. The tendency of these cards, of these players, they won't go down or taper off anymore. Chances are they could actually go up still. With rookies, if you put all of your eggs, all of your money in one rookie or a player, chances are baka bumaba yan. Basically, mahirap because those who invest in one rookie suffer the most. Doon masyadong focus. But if you're a fan of the player, why not? But the thing is, if you are investing, that's where the problem lies. All right. For one thing, and I'll give you an example. During the 1999 to 2000 draft, that produced Steve Francis, and a lot of people actually collected him. And where is Steve Francis now? His career went kaput after 5 years or so. And he never won a championship, and he never had that impact that he had during his rookie season. It tapered off year after year until he retired. So those players who actually collected Steve Francis won't admit that they were actually hurt when Steve Francis's cards all went down. I remember his SP Authentic were selling for 10,000 pesos, or that's roughly $200. Right now, you could buy a graded SP Authentic number to 1,500 for what? I don't know. Maybe less than $10. So, syempre, masakit yon doon sa collector, and doon sa mga collector ni Steve Francis, and most of those collectors actually stopped collecting when they felt that their investment is not actually an investment. Even though they say that this is a collection, but still that hurts deep inside when you do that. I am lucky to have decided to collect Tim Duncan during the 1997 season. So I was lucky because during the 1998 season, the Spurs with Tim Duncan won a championship. So I decided to go all out for Tim Duncan because of the fact that he is already established. Alright, so my bet is, to be honest, I've been an advocate of this. You should actually collect Giannis Antetokounmpo, for that matter. Alright, because he won a championship, he won a Finals MVP already. So his cards have a tendency to go up in value in time, even though they have tapered off right now. Alright, so there you go. So una ulit, yung game of chance, wherein we're talking about the breakers, group breaks, personal breaks, and also raffles. You should do that only in moderation, and if you have the money to do so, because I am not, again, gusto kong magkaroon ng breaks. I want that to happen because that's a part of the ecosystem. We need breakers to produce or to give us the singles that we need as collectors. All right. And you should be, number 2, you should be careful with the hypers. So, ito yung dark side ng hobby. Right? And number 3, putting all of your eggs in one basket, especially for the rookies, if you are collecting a rookie. Alright? So, iwasan nyo yon, so you won't be in the dark side. And you won't stop collecting. Alright? So, thank you very much for watching this video or this vlog. I hope you learned something from here with the way I explained it, at sana walang mapunta sa inyo dito sa dark side na hindi pa ako napunta. Well, napunta na ako doon, but I don't, that's another story for another time during the 90s. That's why I stopped actually busting wax. I stopped busting boxes and even packs. Kasi ang laki ng lugi talaga. Sobra. I remember wasting the whole of my Christmas bonus, my 13th month pay, which was about what? About 25,000 pesos at that time, during that was year 99, I think. And I wasted, I really wasted all of them for boxes. And I didn't get a single good card. I think I bought about 10 boxes or 12 boxes, one case. And that's the time that I realized that I should not, I think I should stop. All right. So, but if I had the money to do open and open, I would, because it's part of collecting, actually. All right. So again, I'm not advocating that all of you should stop opening boxes. It's just that dapat in moderation, at saka kung kaya nyo talaga. Huwag nyo naman pang utang yung pagbukas at saka yung pagsali sa mga breaks. Alright? So, again, 2 thumbs up, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Please do subscribe to the channel. Alright? And that would be Revy Mayuyu's Hobby Vlogs. Alright? And again, keep safe and God bless. Thank you.